custody of the kids. And Mel goes and says, I'll knock you in your She's my queen.
Hey guys, it's Sugar
and Spice.
Welcome to our channel. If you're new, if you're not new, welcome back. Thank you for coming again. Now we friends.
Yeah.
So today, for the first time, we're gonna be reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville. We're starting off with season 2, episode 11.
Yes.
And we'll be reviewing it every episode from now on.
Yay.
So, keep watching.
We start the episode with them just pretty much going over the pandemic, talking about the pandemic, and also talking about how Black Lives Matter incorporated with the pandemic, how it's kind of like changing their lives and different steps that they want to take. Maurice actually has a town hall meeting, and he invites a lot of Black entrepreneurs, which I think is super, super dope. So we start off the next scene, and Melody is in a house with her brother. She's been staying with her brother since she has made the decision to file for divorce. And, it really, really sucks to me because, obviously Martell is the one that cheated, but Melody is the one who has to leave the house. And, that's just one of the many, many things about Martell that I really, really don't respect. I think
speaks to his character.
I just feel like how you put your wife out when you're the one who cheated. I mean, he didn't literally put his wife out, but he gave her no option.
Right.
But
she doesn't want to be around you right now. She's trying to think things through.
Yeah. So
the best thing for you would be to leave, but instead you want to make it even more difficult than you already have for her. So, what it's true Martell fashion,
Right. And Melody pretty much, she just goes into like a conversation with her brother. She just talks about how, this is really tough for her and how, she has filed for divorce, and she starts crying, but she's not crying about the divorce. She's crying about how the kids are being put in the middle, and the way Martell is going to continue to use the kids as a pawn during this divorce is very, very sickening. And I understand those tears. I understand why Melody is crying, because it's really, really sad that he keeps saying that he has the kids' best interest at heart, but he really doesn't.
Yeah, I don't like when people do that. I just think it's 100% wrong, male or female. I don't think you should. The kids just have nothing to do with y'all relationship.
Yeah.
Honestly, you should try as much as possible to make sure they're not even affected.
Absolutely.
So it's like, for you to be actually using them, putting them in the middle of the message, what's wrong with you?
And, obviously this is not the first time that Martell has cheated, but Melody speaks and says that the last straw was when she was asking him where he was going, and she found out that he was trying to cheat while they have a newborn at home during a pandemic. So, I mean, at that point, enough is enough. She completely is done, and I'm really, really happy for her. So then we move into the next scene, and Martell is home. He is like, cleaning. He making some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches,
Talking about cooking.
Yeah, talking about he cooking. Like, he making some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for the kids. And Martell's mom decides to stop by. And pretty much, listen, Martell's mom got Melody's back, and that's something that I appreciate. You see a lot of times with sons, especially Black sons, that the moms, they be on that crack with their sons, but Martell's mom is a real one.
She's like, right is right and
wrong is wrong. So Martell tells his mom that he is getting a divorce, and his mom is crushed. She's like, she can't believe that her family, she said, my family is falling apart. And I appreciate that because, she's involved. She's invested. And she really does love Mel like a daughter. And I love that. I really, really do. And, Martell tries to tell his mom that the reason why he cheated was because Mel wasn't doing certain things that she was supposed to be doing as a wife. And Martell's mom goes off and says, she said, we do everything for y'all and y'all still cheat. And then Martell gets upset and and he basically still tries to defend himself. And Martell continues, he talks about how having 4 kids is tough. And she just goes and says, well, that's what you wanted. Yo, she was firing a shot. She said, well, you should never acted up. And he goes to say, well, Melody was acting up too. And then Mom was like, well, I don't believe that because you the one who came to me with your problems. And I tried to help you, and then you kept acting up.
Still acting up.
So
after
boom,
she took you back.
Yeah. So Mama was not having it, and then Martell keeps going and going and going, and then she just goes off and just says, "You're just like your dang on daddy." And I felt that. I was like,
because you know why? She probably was looking at him like, dang, I did everything I could to try to make you a good, honest guy. You were a good guy. You just, the hereditary
just like your dad
just took over.
Yeah, the genes, you can't fight it.
Tag on it. She was like,
no matter what you teach him.
I think she had a realization moment right there. And that's why she said it like that.
And he looked like his daddy too. He really do. So, oof, that's a tough one.
So yeah, you know, Martell is just going around town trying to sell this narrative that basically that he doesn't have any responsibility in this, that, you know, he doesn't have to take anything on his back, that he doesn't have to accept any kind of responsibility for the fact that their marriage is broken up and that they're getting a divorce and their family is falling apart because apparently Mel cheated too and she wasn't doing this. You know, he has a multitude of excuses that he'll fire out at will, like, you know, like a little utility belt. He just trying to block responsibility. Oh, I have to, oh, nope, not doing that. Not gonna, can't accept that. It's my fault. So he just keeps throwing them out, you know, shuffle up the cards. Let me pick one today. Whenever somebody brings it up and says that you have to accept responsibility for the fact that you're the reason this is happening. No, but, oh, but if she would, but. He
don't understand the definition of a period. Like, just say I'm at fault because I cheated, period. It's always a comma. I'm at fault because I cheated, but she would have.
Then I wouldn't have to.
It's always.
If she would have.
Always.
Then I would have never.
A comma. It's a period, bro. Learn to use it. Now
wrong.
Stop.
Period. That's it.
Whew. So then we go into the next scene, and it's Tisha and Marcel's turn, where Tisha and Marcel are talking, and we find out that Tisha has reverted back into her housewife role because of the pandemic. Because if you remember not really last season, but the first half of the season, Tisha had just gotten a job. She was going to do something in real estate, and she was hired, and everything was looking on the up and up. She was doing events, and now she's back to being a housewife. And to me, I could read through the screen that she's not happy about it. She's very, you know, she feels really, really stagnant at this point. And Marcel comes back, and she's going to be going to school. Marcel comes back with some sarcastic comment. Well, you can do it all. You could be a wife, you could work, and you could be a mom, and you could be a mom, and you could go to school. And it's just, Marcel is like, it's hard to explain. It's like he's sexist and sarcastic and extremely trivial and disrespectful, but at the same time, he has moments where he makes a lot of sense. So it comes and goes. Then they bring up the Holtz, and Tisha is like, Holtz? Let's talk about it.
She can't wait.
She cannot wait, y'all. So, she talks about how, you know, they pretty much are talking about how they are going through a divorce. And they pretty much both agree that because they put the situation out there, that's why they're getting a divorce, because it's public.
That's like a subconscious, well, we got through it because we didn't put it out in the public.
Exactly.
So if they wouldn't have put it out in the public, then they
could have got through it.
But meanwhile, he's been cheating on her often.
Yeah, and not just often. Like, Mel is not somebody who is looking to be blind. Tisha is looking to not know what's going on.
She don't want to know.
She actually, she actively doesn't want to know. Whereas Mel actually wants to know and she's actually very aware about the relationship that she's in. So it's just two different kind of.
And she doesn't get super delusional about what's going on.
Oh my gosh, yes. Tisha likes to put on a front, whereas Mel is like, okay, this is the situation. I'm gonna deal with it head on.
Did it ever occur to you that maybe she's fed up with him?
Yeah,
that
can't be the reason.
And putting their family at risk?
That's not the reason. The reason is because it's public.
Because she put it on social media.
No, absolutely not.
Not because of what he did, because of what she did.
Exactly.
And that just shows their
train
weird
of
little
thinking.
mindset and Tisha, and how it's she keeps trying to seem like she's like fighting against the grain to not be just a housewife, to not just be under his wing, but then she plays to it at the same time.
Exactly.
I don't get it. I don't get them.
Whew. So then we move on to Martell and Destiny. So Martell decides to go visit Destiny, which I was surprised to find out that Destiny was Martell's friend first, but okay.
Because they didn't really seem to have that great of a connection to me.
I
never really saw them hanging out one-on-one or kikiing it up or anything like that. So I don't know. Martell out here campaigning for friends, y'all.
Whew, yes.
Vote for me.
Yeah.
Hey, remember? You knew me first.
Whew.
Don't forget. All right now.
This is a game to him. I'm convinced. This is a game. It's like a popularity contest.
Yep.
This is.
Vote for me to be prom king.
I don't understand this level of thinking, this level of childlike thinking when it comes to your marriage and your children.
At the top of this conversation, he's basically, she asked how they're doing because at this point, there's rumors that they're getting a divorce, but no one really knows for sure. So she just asked how they're doing. He says that they're getting a divorce, and she's like, are you guys sure, that this is what you want to do? And he just says, it's just, Mel is just too negative. She has too much negativity with her, and she's verbally abusive, and I just can't take it.
Ooh, he goes into the confessional, and he tells the camera that he doesn't think that him and Mel will get back together because she doesn't have good in her heart. Like, you're really coming at her character.
He just says, oh, she's just not a good person. We tried over and over to fix it. It's just not working, He just is really trying to paint this narrative that
he's the victim,
right,
that
he's
trying.
some kind of victim, that the reason this marriage is not working out is because he's either going to say that it's mutual or that it's all her fault.
Right.
Which is obviously not the case.
So Destiny is just like, you're the cause of this. And then Martell, here he go. Well, there were certain things, sexual things that she was not doing, which is what caused me to cheat. Well, Destiny says, well, women can't cause you to cheat. You can't blame you cheating on Mel. Well, I'm not blaming it on her, but I'm just saying what she didn't do led me to do the things that I did. Destiny says, too much woman for you? And then here go here go Martell. And he goes to say, you see that attitude right there? That's what's gonna get you cheated on. You next, if you don't change that attitude. I should have been like Marcel. Tell her what it is and just be quiet.
Stay in your place.
Stay in your place. Yeah, that's what it was. Stay in your place. Woo! And Destiny was like, well, yeah, you're not gonna get that with Mel. And I was just proud of Destiny at that point, because I was just like, And then after all of that, vote for me, Martell's team. We were friends first.
And it's really crazy that Martell will sit up here. You disrespected Mel, manipulated her, played with her, done all kind of weird mind games, embarrassed her. But then when she responds to your actions and she's upset with you, you want to say, she's verbally abusive, she's negative. Is she supposed to be Miss Positivity when her husband that she's been with for years and has all these kids with and all these businesses with cheats on her, and the side chick is on social media talking about it, posting pictures up with you and her in the bed together? She's supposed to be a bubble of positivity out here, happy, go lucky, singing around the house?
No accountability. Accountability.
You're not making any sense. And the only reason you're saying that, Martell, is because in your head, this is acceptable behavior. This should be acceptable behavior, so there should be no response afterwards. That's why you're completely canceling out the cause, and you're just talking about the effect. And the reason you're canceling out the calls is because you don't even think that's a reason for her to act the way she's acting.
We go into the next scene and we have Tisha and Marceau. They're at their business, Black, that they have been renovating and getting together, which it looks really, really good.
What is Black, by the way?
I have no
I don't know if it's a restaurant.
What Black
I don't
is
know.
supposed to be.
Maybe I wasn't paying attention. But they just keep saying Black, and I honestly don't even remember what it is. I don't know if it's a lounge. I don't know what it is.
So they get into this weird sidebar where they talk about how Biden has picked Kamala, and apparently, you know, being sexist is funny and it's all good until you realize you have daughters, according to Marceau.
It's crazy. Until we had the girls, I never thought about it from a woman's perspective. That
being sexist,
you could
maybe wrong.
Whew. This is why I really hate those men that you have to say. If I have to say to you, if it was your mother, if it was your sister, if it was your cousin, you're trash.
If it was your daughter,
you're a trash individual. I shouldn't have to put that in perspective for you to feel a certain type of way.
Right.
Just be respectful to women, period. It's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
I shouldn't have to. It shouldn't be an asterisk next to respect women.
In their mind, they don't see women as equal to them.
Right.
They see themselves as above women.
And that's why it only matters if there's that asterisk. Oh, but my sister's different. My mother's different.
But then you'll sit here and be like, racism, this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, you don't care about women's rights. Like, you don't respect women.
Intersectionality, people. So yeah.
Then Martell decides to walk through and he's like, knock, knock, knock. Anybody here? Let's hold this dramatic pause.
Come in peace.
Yeah, and then Tisha's like, you expecting anybody? Who's that? Who could that be? And it's just like, okay, Tisha.
Right, okay, girl.
Tisha is like the actress of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Like, she loves to put on a show, y'all. So Martell says, you know, and this is the thing about Martell that he does a lot. He'll say what he's not gonna do in a sentence and then do it.
Oh my gosh, he does that
is
so much.
I'm not here to bash my wife. That's how he starts off his sentence. And then he says he was misled by Mel, and that's what caused the dissolvement of their friendship.
So it's just all Melody fault.
Apparently so. Meanwhile, in the beginning of the season, Melody was coming to all the events. She was still being around them. She was still being cordial. When Martell was the one who was saying, I'm not going to be around them. I'm standing my ground. I won't show up to any gatherings where they're there. And he was the one who was putting his foot down. Where Melody was like...
Melody literally showed up to an event with an olive branch.
Yes.
A literal olive branch.
Yes. Time and time again, showing that she's the bigger person. And now...
Not only that, he told Destiny's husband... Destiny's husband said, yeah, I talked to Martell. He said he wasn't coming. And he told me not to come too. But you're talking about Mel influence you, but you're telling
he's trying
other
to campaign
people
to have people not be their friend.
Do you not know it's on TV? Or maybe you didn't think it was going to come out. Maybe you didn't think he was going to tell that you said that on national TV.
Right.
Okay, Martell, go on here.
Woo. So then Martell gives some sort of an apology and says, yeah, I apologize for saying that. But he doesn't really, about the 20 girlfriends thing, but he doesn't really say, like, what I said was a lie. But Marceau was okay. Marceau was happy with it. He'll eat it up.
Tisha ate it up too.
Tisha ate it up too. Because at the end of the day, like, you know, they just want the drama to end, which I'm okay with too at this point. Like, all right, y'all done had your whole thing. Now it's time to end it and move forward. So I'm good with that. Next scene is where Mel visits Destiny, and whoo, Mel is snatched. Okay. She basically is just talking to Destiny, and I actually shout out to Destiny for this part too. She didn't bring up that Martell said that Mel was cheating in their relationship. And I thought that was good because I feel like Destiny is a drama starter and she had the opportunity to start something there, but she chose not to.
She was like, Lord, because I know this going to put Mel in the back. Because Mel came
she
in
has
here
a
in a
respect
good
for
mood.
marriage.
She was like, hey, girl. So she was just like, yeah, this isn't time for me.
Yeah, she I think Destiny has a little bit of respect for, you know, marriages, because I think that she is going through a hard time in her own marriage, with her husband not really being as hands-on with their son as she feels like he needs to be. But in her mind, she's like making excuses for him. So I mean, you can make excuses for him all you want, but it's only gonna make the problem worse. Having a baby is hard. I just want to say this: being a married single mom is real. That is a real thing. I know a lot of single moms don't understand it, because to them, having somebody there, having a body there, is better than having nothing at all. And I will agree. To a certain extent, in some ways it is, but in some ways it's harder. Only because, think about it this way: if there's nobody physically there, then you wake up and go to sleep knowing every day that you have to do it on your own. You completely count that person out. When you're married, you expect your husband to help. You don't expect that you have to ask them. So then you find yourself asking him, then you find him saying that he's not gonna do it, or him leaving, or whatever the case may be. And when it happens like that, because your mind wasn't mentally prepared for it, it almost hits you harder and worse, because you're waking up every day thinking you have help when you're really by yourself. It's more insulting to me for you to be there and not help than not be there at all.
That's kind of like if you're at work and somebody's supposed to be helping you, you guys are supposed to be on a task together, and you're just doing all the work by yourself. They're sitting there and you're like, you know what, I would rather just do this by myself, because you being here looking at me in my face and you're supposed to be helping me is making me more mad than if I would have known I just had to do this task by myself.
So, I mean, I know a lot of single moms really don't like it when married people say that they feel like a single mom, but legitimately, it's valid. It's valid. It really, really is. And in some ways, it's worse because the person is there and they're not helping. See where Mel is like trying to give her the advice, you know, like nip that in the bud now. That's great marital advice. Don't do that. Don't let that ride. It's only going to get worse.
Because it's going to be like Marcel and Tisha, when Tisha decided that I don't want to just be a house mom. I want to have my own career. I want to do my own thing. So now you've built this pattern where we're comfortable doing this all these years. Now it looks like to him, you're changing the routine. You're changing the plan.
The issue. Yeah. Destiny needs to nip it in the bud now.
ASAP.
Yeah, 100%. So then we go to the next scene, and Mel and Martell. Whew, let's unpack this. So Mel walks in with her suitcase. Martell is washing dishes. Asks her, oh my God, this nice nastiness, this whole thing. Ask her if she needs help with her suitcase. No, she doesn't need help with her suitcase. She needs you to get the hell out.
If gaslighting was a person, you look up gaslighting in the dictionary, Martell's picture there is like,
oh my God. She needs you to leave. That's what she needs. So then she tries to say, like, no, do you need help with your suitcase, packing your stuff and getting out? And then he's like, oh my gosh, all this hostility. Oh, let's call the kids down. Kids, come say hi to your mom. Uses the kids as a distraction. Uses the kids as a ploy and a distraction. Martell says, Melody's like, okay, you got your stuff? You ready to go? Here go Martell. Well, before we get to that, let's talk about something else first. I actually want to bring this to your attention. Now, instead of us moving the kids every 2 weeks, why don't we just switch off in the house every 2 weeks? And it's like, we had this conversation before I came back into Huntsville. You knew what you were supposed to do. Your bags are not packed, and now you're switching up the plan. All of this is like all this last minute stuff, all of it is manipulation. All of it. He's trying to get in her head, he's trying to get her riled up, and he knows the cameras is there, so he wants to get it on camera. So then he pretty much lays a bomb on her and says that he is going to now ask for full custody of the kids. And Mel goes and says, I'll knock you in your And I was with her.
Because
I
how
was
dare
with Mel.
you?
Because
Now, this is the part where I said, remember what he said earlier in the episode to his mom, that it was so hard being a parent, taking care of 4 kids by himself, that he needs to get a nanny. So you need to get a nanny to help you with the kids, but you want full custody.
all of this is just to hurt Mel, but haven't you hurt her enough?
And
How much is she supposed to take?
What are you trying to hurt her for?
Exactly.
Well, she ain't doing nothing
Because
to
he
you.
feels like he's been hurt
You're
because he's
mad
embarrassed
that
about
she doesn't want to take the cheating anymore.
Exactly, and he feels embarrassed because she put him out on social media. So he's upset because he's blaming her for why they're getting a divorce, and he's also blaming her for why his image is ruined.
That's all you, bro.
So then they get into a whole argument back and forth, and pretty much Mel loses it, which is exactly what Martell wanted from the beginning. Mm-hmm. But I don't blame Mel for losing it, because once you bring up my kids, that's a trigger.
And what made the situation even worse was the fact that he keeps, like I said, gaslighting, going back and forth. Oh, draw 4. I'm filing for full custody.
Mm-hmm.
Then when she says, "What? You think you're gonna get full custody?" Literally says, "Why are you talking like that? Why would you say something like that? Huh?
Where is all this coming from?"
So I repeat back to you what you said to me, and it's hostile when I say it to you, but it's not when you say it to me.
That part.
Every time they interact, that's his goal.
Yeah, he really wants to play her out to be this hostile, horrible person, and he wants to try and recreate his character as this innocent, good, victim.
He wants to make her look try to create a narrative to make her look as bad as he actually is.
Right. No, Melody fell for it. She did. I'll give him that. She
But
fell for it. But I'm not falling for it, because I could see that all of what he's doing is just manipulation. It just makes him look worse.
If it had something to do with anything other than her kids, she might not have lost it. Yeah. But because it had to do with the kids, that's what made her lose her cool completely. So then after all of this happens, and then Mel's like, "Yo, where's your bags?" Like, Martell says he's going to be moving out tomorrow. Oh, I'm sorry. We already agreed before I even got in town that you were going to be moving out the same day. The moment I show up, you're moving out. And that's the manipulation that Mel has to deal with. And this is why I feel so horrible for her, because the level of this is like, I think she said it. She mentioned that he's a master manipulator. And yeah, he is. He's definitely a master manipulator. And he knows how to get a reaction out of her. Yes, he does. And he tries every time. So, that was a lot, but we got through it. Thank you guys for watching. Again, I'm Spice and she's Sugar. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and to comment and share. We will be sounding off in the comments. We will be replying back to comments, and we definitely appreciate all the love and support. And we want to interact with you. Yes, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. See ya.
Good morning.
Good energy.
Today we gonna spread
good energy.
Today we gonna share
good energy.
I go to work.
Today gonna be a great day.
Good
Wake
energy.
up, thank God, drink water, meditate.
Good
First
energy.
5 minutes will dictate your whole day.
Good